stance. Feet spread about hips distance apart. Nice tall spine. Fingers reaching toward the floor. And from this upright position, let's take in a big breath that begins filling at our toes and works all the way up to the crown of our head. And we're going to gather up anything we're ready to let go of on that inhale and exhale it away. A couple more of those, gathering up everything we're ready to let go of. And letting it out. One more time, and as we breathe in and out, we bring ourselves here to the present moment. Take a scan through our body. Clear our minds as best we can and focus in on what our bodies and spirits are feeling. Taking one hand to our heart and one hand to our belly as we stand. Tuning into that inner well of peace and ease that we all have deep within us sometimes. Sometimes it feels deep within us, but opening that up and letting that spread throughout our body. Filling ourselves with ease and peace. Letting some go right into our heart, some loving kindness to ourselves. Being patient with our bodies if they don't work the way we expect them to today. Honoring anything that it needs as we move through practice, making things easier or making things harder. And take a moment and just let that loving kindness that you're filling your heart and body with expand outward to people in your life who maybe need a little shot of loving kindness from you. So just take a moment, sending it out from you into the world to whoever you might think might need it. And then take a moment to set your own personal intention and take 3 breaths. Beautiful. At the end of that 3rd exhale, we're going to start to move to warm up our body. So let's do some moving chair, taking those arms up and sinking it down and back. So bend those knees as much as it feels right to you. Circle those arms as big as it feels right to you. And maybe even rock on your feet if you want to start warming up those feet. Lifting up onto the balls, rocking back onto your heels. Add as much as you're ready for. Three more. Beautiful. Now let's go straight up. Reach those arms overhead. Take a lean in each way, each direction, warming up the spine. And then bring those hands down next to you. We're going to lift up just the arms. Twist and release. Doesn't matter which way you start. Take it back to center, twist, release, exhale. Just working yourself side to side with some warm up for the spine and the arms. Coming back to center. We're going to reach those arms out and warm the arms with some circles. So tight, tiny circles to begin with, reaching in opposite directions, so firing up that whole arm. And then we're going to start to take the arms bigger, painting a bigger circle and make them a little looser. And keep going until you get to your biggest, roundest circle here and take 5. Beautiful. Now shake out those wrists, shake out those elbows, wiggle around. We're going to go the opposite direction that we just did. So reach the arms out again when you're ready. Feet are about hips distance apart. Circles, tight, tiny ones, reaching. Start to go bigger. Bigger and bigger and looser. And then take your 5. And shake that out. All right, we're going to make sure our feet are a little, maybe just a little further than hips distance. And we're going to start with some turning of our head. So warming the neck, side to side. Your own pace. And then we're going to go chin down and chin up. Sometimes when we're at the computer or on Zoom or whatever we're doing, we hold that tension in our neck, so we're going to try to alleviate some of that today. All right, now let's go ear to shoulder, very gentle, especially if you're not ready for it. One more time. Awesome, back to center. Now we're going to add a little twist to our body, just letting our arms swing and sway. See if you can add a little gentle movement for your hips to start warming them up as well, letting them going only as far as it feels right. Couple more. All right, back to center. Now it's one arm up, lean over, and then switch. So we're lengthening the whole side of our body when we do that. One more time each way. All right, let's work on those ankles a moment. So we're going to rotate the ankles and the knees. Make sure maybe even a little bit of your foot if it needs it. Just loosening up the lower half of our body. When you're ready, come wide. Turn the feet out toward the edges. Take a side rock. So we're still kind of warming up. Bending those knees as much as it feels right. Getting your kinks and snaps out of hips and knees and ankles. And then we're going to get in ready for our sunflowers. But before we do that, I want to do a little rotation of just making sure our core and our torso is all warmed up. So we're just going to choose a direction here. Okay, we better take our feet parallel before we do that or I'm going to fall over. So feet parallel for a moment. And I want to just see you bend out and around. Just circle 5 times in each direction. So it's warming my hips and glutes a little bit as I go around. And then when you finish 5, take that circle and go around the other way. Beautiful. Back to center. Now we turn those feet out like we're going to get ready for our sunflower so we don't tip ourselves over. When you're in the right stance and you're ready to go, here we go. Inhale up, reach out your head, come down and sweep. We're just going to do 8. Getting as low as it feels right to you. Remember to reach your head away from your body, extending outward. Last one, and then we're going to add some rotation. Choose a side and begin the big circle. Now we got everything moving. Transfer of weight, circling shoulders, hips. Three more. And then we're going to go the opposite way. So start your circles the opposite way. And 3 more this direction. Coming into goddess. Draw those elbows out, cactus arms. Sink low into your squat. Turn the knees out toward the little toe side of the foot. Check in with your spine, make sure it's tall. We're going to hold here. I'm going to give you an add-on choice. If you want to add on, pulse it down. It just helps warm up around my hips. Now we're going to take the stretch. This is a great stretch for anyone who sits a lot. Hands to the knees. Take the knees wide. Brace yourself. Lower shoulder and turn head toward the opposite knee. Really feel that stretch many places. And then take it to the other side. Try not to let that knee come with you. Press it away from you. Side to side. One more time. And we're low already, so just reach for that floor. Take the feet parallel, coming into wide-legged forward bend. Drop your head, let the backs of your legs stretch. Everybody's body is different, so maybe you want to add on to this stretch by walking to one side or walking forward or walking your hands under and behind. You decide what would feel good. Move it around a little. Find your tender spaces. Maybe even you want to bend a knee over the ankle for that inner leg stretch. Sometimes it's tight there on the inner leg. And whenever you're finished, move it back to center and take some twists. Opening up the chest, stacking the shoulders, and maybe also getting that leg stretch a little deeper. A few more times, side to side. And back to center. Hop or heel toe your way to a forward fold, pressing into the floor or the block or something. Don't let yourself hang. We want the back of the legs to stretch here. We're going to inhale halfway up now and extend our bodies away, either using the floor or our shins. Make a nice long spine. Feel yourself get a little bit longer. One more breath here. Back to your forward fold. All right, from wherever you are, whatever foot points forward to the front of the mat, put that forward, step the other one back, coming into a runner's lunge. The front of your leg, the front of the whatever leg is extended behind you might need a little warm up. The hip flexor might need to warm up a little so you can rock your stretch here. You can press your heel down for a deeper calf stretch. Just make it feel good. And then when you're ready, step it forward and step back the other leg, coming into runner's lunge, opposite side. And doing the same. We're going to step it back into a plank, warming the whole body. You can do any level plank, full plank, knees down plank, or you can get off of your wrists and go to a dolphin armed or forearmed plank position. And we're going to hold here, feeling strong, pulling our belly button into our spine. Take a nice full breath. Two more full breaths, and then we're going to step it back into our version of a downward facing dog. So when you're ready, lift it up. Make it playful in any way that feels right to your body. Maybe dipping those hips. Lifting a leg, pressing through the opposite heel, whatever feels good to you. A couple more breaths here, and then we're going to add on. So coming back forward into your plank, we're going to take it from plank down. So we're going to use the strength of our arms to lower all the way onto our bellies, pressing our elbows behind us. Lift up into a cobra to warm that low back. You can go deeper if you're ready, but I'm just going to stay at cobra, tucking my elbows in, opening my chest, feeling that low back begin to work and warm up. And then release your cheek down to the mat, take a rest for a moment, and decide on a second position for 5 breaths. Maybe you want to just come up so that your arms are off the ground and you're just using your torso to lift yourself, your strength there. Or maybe you're going to go Sphinx or Up Dog. You can do whatever feels right here for the second 5 breaths. Lifting it up. Here we go. 5 more breaths. Beautiful. Put your hands down, lift up. We're going to go all fours, tabletop, coming into cow and cat. So we're going to work on stretching out the low back and the belly by lining up with shoulders over wrists, knees under hips. Find the base of your spine, lower your belly, raise the gaze, cow, and then arch up into cat. Really concentrate on your abdominal muscles. Whether you're in cow or cat, you can feel them working. Not letting your belly drop too far, but get a good stretch. Let's go 4 more of each. Last round. Sink it back to child's pose. I'm going to take my knees wide to open up those hips, but if you want to just sink it straight back, that's fine too. Finding your way down to a child's pose, remembering this is your resting position if you need it at any time throughout practice. But take a moment to soften your belly, widen your hips maybe. Put your hips towards your heels and just breathe. Excellent. Bring yourself back up and step forward to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Checking the distance between your feet. Let's go halfway. If you need a little neck work here, turn your gaze side to side. That always feels good for my neck. Then we're going to bring yourselves back to the mat, pressing our fingertips into the floor. Bend your knees and press up through your feet, coming all the way up. Interlacing those fingers overhead. Stretching tall. See how tall you can get. Lift toward the sky. And then find a lean in each direction. And back to center, getting ready for our sun salutations. Encouraging you to do them your way. I'm going to step back twice with each leg, so I'm going to do 4 rounds. If you're a person who jumps back, want to do that today, that's fine. If you want to take it easy and only do 2 when I do 4, totally your choice. So coming into mount in front of the mat. I'm going to talk us through the first round. You can tune me out if you're going to do it your own way. But let's activate from the feet up. Being aware of our body, putting it into alignment, trying to get everything active, tucking if we need to. Closing our eyes for a moment to recall our intention that we set. And then on our next breath, let's let the arms rise and we work our way down to forward fold. Lift ourselves up halfway with the breath. Exhale back down. I'm going to step my right leg back and then my left. Using my arms, I'm going to lower down, coming into a cobra, but you could do Sphinx or Up Dog as well. Downward facing dog. Swinging that right leg through, then left, back to forward fold, working up halfway, back down, bend the knees, press to the feet. All right, 3 more, or however many you decide, I'll let you know. We're going to meet at the front of the mat. we're done. So I'm on my final round. Just know I'll let you know when it's time to meet. Forward fold, front of the mat. So stepping it forward. As soon as you're ready, we're meeting here at forward fold, front of the mat. Let's lift up halfway. Extend, bring yourself back down, bend those knees, coming up. We're going to do this one together, adding on. So bring it down. Inhale halfway. We're going to step it back to plank. Here we go again. Nice strong through the core. Any level will do, even on a chair or against a chair if it's stable. Two more breaths here. And then we're going to take it back and up to downward facing dog. So lift it up. Balance it out now in your downward facing dog. Big stretch up the back, down the backs of the legs. Holding here, 3 more breaths. Beautiful. Find your right leg and swing it through, coming up into high lunge. Lifting your torso. Keeping that back leg straight, heel lifted if you can. Hips level. Very nice. We're going to add on crescent lunge arms if you want to go on, continue on, or you can stay there. Looking at that front knee, you still should be able to see your first and second toe. Maybe open your chest, lean back a little more if that's available to you. Taking our left hand down to the inside of the right foot and twisting to the right, stacking our arms, opening up. If that bothers your arm, the top arm, you can keep it at your hip. Hand comes down, we step back to plank, only 5 breaths this time. And then we take it up to our downward facing dog. 4 breaths, nice and balanced. And we find that left leg and bring it through, coming into high lunge. Checking that front knee in its position. Adding on crescent lunge arms, maybe a little mini back bend if you're able. And then our right hand comes down to the inside of the left foot and we twist it left, stacking our arms if that works for us. Left hand comes down, we step back to plank, lower down through our bottom half of the sun salutation, doing it our way. Meeting downward facing dog. This time we find that right leg and we bring it through for warrior two. Nice and balanced, hips and heart turning to the left. Gaze and arms kind of reaching, and front knee kind of reach to the right a little. Opposite directions, nice and strong. We're going to add a reverse warrior, flipping that right palm up, lifting those fingertips to the sky, keeping the left side of the chest open. Your left hand can reach for the floor, or the palm can press into the back of your back. Not the finger side, not the knuckle side, but the palm. Here we go. Moving over into a side angle without kicking your booty out. Keep a nice line here. Elbow to knee or elbow to chair if you're using one. Hand can stay at hip as we twist and open that left shoulder to the sky. Or we can plug the arm in and bring it forward. You can even take your right hand down to the inside of that right foot if you want to add on, if you're ready for more. Try to feel something in our right hip. Beautiful. Hands to the floor. We're going to step back to plank. We're going to lower through the bottom half of the sun salutation, but I want you to really concentrate on strong arms. So keep those elbows moving toward the back of the mat, nice and slow, working your way down. And then choose Cobra, Sphinx, or Up Dog, and meet me at Downward Facing Dog. When you're ready, find that left leg, bring it through, warrior two. Again, that opposite feeling of hips and heart going right, arms and front knee moving a little more left. Very nice. Reverse, flip that right palm up to the sky, lift your fingertips, open the right side, breathe. Keeping a good bend in that front leg. And we slide over, side angle our own way, keeping the right side of our chest open. Whole right side gets that stretch, but it's really our left hip we would like to warm and open. Strengthen. Beautiful. Gaze goes to the floor. We're going to step back to plank and work on that arm strength necessary to lower down. Elbows going to the back of the mat, meeting me at Downward Facing Dog. Once you get to the bottom and choose your Cobra, Sphinx, or Up Dog. From our Downward Facing Dog, find your right leg and bring it through. This time we're going to take our hands over to the left side, coming in to lizard, lowering that left knee, walking ourselves forward, trying to find a really good hamstring stretch for the right leg. Maybe both forearms make it to the ground, maybe only one, maybe neither of them reaches the floor. That's okay. Just search for the stretch in your right hamstring. If you need to get off your left knee, you can pick that knee up and press through the heel. It'll give you a deeper inner leg stretch as well. Maybe even a hip flexor stretch. We're going to move this now, a variation of lizard, walking ourselves out to the left, away from that front knee, but the front knee stays right over the ankle, and we lower down. Trying to move that stretch, still in the hamstring hip area, but also now in maybe in the inner right leg. Walking ourselves back over. This could be a little different. We're going to go hands on either side of the front leg. We're going to lift the back knee, and we're going to rock up into standing splits. So move your hands in front of the toes. Step forward with one step or one big lift up. Left leg goes to the sky. Standing splits. Toes stay pointing toward the floor rather than opening that hip. Point them down. Lift your leg as high as you're able. Try to straighten that front leg. Challenge move from the floor. Lift it up, one-legged balance. Left knee rises, arms lift. Reach for the sky. Now reverse that and come back down, hands to the floor. Step it back to plank. Use your arm strength to lower through your sun salutation, working the elbows to the back of the mat, choosing your own version, Sphinx, Cobra, Up Dog, and meeting at Downward Facing Dog. It's the left leg's turn to come forward for lizard. So we bring that leg forward, we walk our hands over to the right, lower the right knee, hug the knee in toward our body as we walk forward into lizard, searching for that stretch. Back of the left leg now, hamstring stretch. Lowering down, maybe this time you're able to get both forearms down, or maybe this is your tight side and you can only go part way down. It is what it is. Find that stretch in your left hamstring. Remember, you can lift that right knee off the ground if you need to. One more breath here. And we add our variation, walking ourselves out to the right. Keeping that left knee right above the ankle. Excellent. Coming into that standing splits, we first get our hands on either side of this front foot. Walk them forward. Lift up the back leg and either kick it up or step forward and then step up. Standing splits. Straightening both legs. Pointing those right toes down. Finding your strength, lift it up or put your toe down if you need to. One-legged balance. Reach for the sky. Hold that knee high. And this time our foot comes down, our arms come down, we're back to mountain. Take a breath here and release. Shake it out, move around, grab a drink if you need to. I'm hoping you're getting warmed up a little bit. So we're going to take it to some balance and stretch at the same time positions. We're going to start with a tree, working on our balance and opening the knee out to the side for that hip opener. And then we're going to do something else before we take it down on the mat to do some more strength for our core. So standing on the right leg, remember you can use a wall or a chair, but we're going to take our left toes out and point the knee out to the side. And then we're going to draw that foot in and lift up, either floor, shin, or bypass the knee and come all the way up into your tree. Those of you who are finding tree to get easier over time, maybe this is a good day for balance and you want to add some movement for your arms or some circles or anything that feels good to you, challenge yourself by moving, or you can hold steady, arms in any position. All right, here we go. We're going for 10 breaths, so make it work for you. Here we go. Beautiful, and release. So I like to feel like I'm challenging my balance a little, making myself wobble, because then I can feel my core working to hold me there. So that's why I'm doing some weird motions with my arms. Those of you whose balance might be challenged by looking at something moving, please don't look at me. But shift over to your left leg, take your right knee and toes out to the side, and then choose your level of tree for this side. Hug it in. Find your arms, and here we go. Two more breaths. Beautiful. Bring it in and release. All right, we're going to try something we haven't done in a while, standing big toe pose. It might be helpful to have a wall or a chair handy to get your best extension, but if you want to do it fully from balance, maybe your leg doesn't go out as far to the side, that's okay too. So let me demonstrate first so that you know what we're doing. We're going to reach down for the toe, or if the toes bother you, the outside of your foot, whatever you need to reach for. We're going to extend that leg in front of us first. Maybe that's as far as we go. But if we can extend and open to the side, then we're going to extend and open to the side. So this is where you decide. You get a better stretch sometimes if you have a light hold on something, but you're going to work more core if you don't. So let's try it. Haven't done it in a while. Standing on your right leg, lift your left knee up. Reach down on the inside of the foot for the toe or the outside of the edge of the foot. Stand tall. Send it out front and then open it out to the side if you can. We're going to hold here for 8 breaths. One more. And release. Shake that out. I saw some movement, and I saw some great extension, and I saw some of you let go early. All of it is fine. This is hard to do. It's
what if they're not in the same zip code as this exercise?
No, that's okay. Do your best. Hang on to a wall. We're going to go for the stretch then, not the stretch and balance. All right, let's try the other side. Shifting over to the left, raising up that right knee, reaching on the inside for something to hang on to. Tall spine. Send that leg out. One leg might be easier for you than the other. Here we go. Keep breathing. Two more breaths, you got this. And release, shake it out. Woo! Okay, so you can tell I'm not very good at that one either, which is why we don't do it all that often, people, because I can't get my legs straight, but it's okay. We are where we're at. We're going to go a little bit standing figure 4 here. This is another one you might need a wall for. We're going to take our left ankle and bring it above the right knee, turning that knee out to the side. And then we're going to decide, standing upright is our position, or sinking it lower to get our best left hip stretch. So standing figure 4 can go all the way to the floor if you choose, straightening the standing leg. It can go all the way to cradle the baby standing if you choose. Here we go, 8 breaths. Everybody looks much more stable on this one. 2 more breaths. Excellent, and release, shake it out. Move those hip flexors around, and we're going to shift to the other side. Standing on the left leg, let's raise our right ankle above the left knee. Turn the knee out to the side. Take a moment to see if this is where you need to be today. Or begin to add on getting your best right hip stretch. One more breath here. And release. Woo! Nice work. I can feel that. All right, let's take it down. We're going to come, oh, darn it. I'm too long, aren't I, to do everything I wanted. I'm sorry. All right, we're going to take it up and bring it down. You can go down in a garland or just down to seated. And we're going to roll onto our backs. I was hoping to do some core, but I'll have to save that for next Tuesday. We did some core while we were balancing. How's that? Bring those knees into your chest and roll it around. So we did a standing hip opener. You can choose to do another pigeon from the recline position, or maybe your low back needs a little love and you want to take your arms out to a T, drop your knees one way, gaze goes opposite. I'm going to start a little bit of music here for final couple minutes of class. You take your final stretch, finding what works for you.